Roadhouse, permed hair, breakdancing, Caddyshack, Reaganomics. It's 50 questions about the decade I was born in, the 80s. This is Trivia with Buds. And welcome to episode 98 of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Budds. Thanks for checking out this show. We are so close to episode 100. We are just 2 away. One more regular episode, then we're on to the big 100 with a big special announcement coming at the end of that episode. So stay tuned for some fun stuff if you like trivia, if you like pop culture, and if you love this show. I had the craziest thing that's ever happened to me involving a huge celebrity happen to me this past weekend, and I will tell that story at some point on the podcast, but for now, I'm going to let it simmer over on Patreon. If you want to support this show and you want to read a crazy story that happened to me, you can join for $1 a month, all the way up to anything you want. And you can get some amazing access to great trivia tidbits and bonus rounds and mini episodes and videos. And you get to help choose the content that goes into this podcast. Go to patreon.com/trivia with buds to check it all out. I have been watching a lot of fun stuff. I've been watching a show called Slasher on Netflix. It's got a lot of bad acting, but it's fun to try and guess who the killer is going to be. Each season of the show is a different theme. So the first one's like a neighborhood with a killer running around. The second season, I think, is about like a camp type slasher, like a Friday the 13th kind of thing. So if you like that kind of thing in the middle of the summer, or at the beginning of the summer, I guess, check that out on Netflix, Slasher. I'm also about to start the audiobook, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, like the 100 years before the Game of Thrones stuff. Has anyone read that listens to this show? Is it worth my time? I checked it out on my library's app, the local library, and you can download audiobooks for 14 days. So I'm going to start listening to that. Let me know your thoughts on that stuff. I never finished reading. I think I read the first 2 Game of Thrones books, and then I just started watching the show. But I'm kind of interested in diving into this prequel, and they just announced they're going to do a prequel series for HBO with, I think, some of the same creators and things like that. So that should be fun. I did a round last week on the 80s, everybody, at my live events, and people digged it, so I thought, let's do another question-heavy episode focused on the amazing decade of pop culture that is the 1980s. Carrie Moore, who is a Patreon subscriber, said she likes these longer question-themed episodes where you can really play along with a friend in a car or, see who knows more about a certain topic, like Seinfeld we did in the past. I think we did 100 questions on Seinfeld. So now I got 50 questions for you. We'll do them in 10-question chunks, and then we'll go over the answers after each 10. And you could play along with pals. And after every 10 questions, you'll get a fun audio bit, whether it be a commercial or a movie trailer or different things like that. So stay tuned, guys. This is it. We're going to jump into 50 questions on the 1980s. Here we go. All right, for this 80s pop culture episode, we are going to start off with the very first question. We'll do 50 of these, and like I said, every 10 questions or so, we'll take a little break and go over the answers. So here's question number 1. What year did Back to the Future come out? Question number 1 for 1980s trivia. What year did Back to the Future come out? Question number 2, what number network did April O'Neil work for on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What channel number did she work for on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Question number 3, what medical-sounding song came out from Bon Jovi in 1988? What medical-sounding song came out from Bon Jovi in 1988? Question number 4, in 1985, author Sarah McCallan, not the singer, Sarah McCallan, came out with a book called Sarah, Plain, and What? Question number 4, in 1985, author Sarah McCallan came out with a book called Sarah, Plain, and What? Question number 5, the major wreck of what sunken ship was found in 1985? Question 5, the major wreck of what sunken ship was found in 1985? Question number 6. What country sold the first ever CD player in 1982? Question number 6. What country sold the first ever CD player in 1982? Question number 7. What was John Hughes' first theatrical directed movie in 1984? What was John Hughes' first theatrical directed movie in 1984? Question number 8. What video game character was introduced in 1982 as the femme fatale of the game world? Question number 8. What video game character was introduced in 1982 as the femme fatale of the game world? Question number 9. What 80s icon had the name of Lawrence Turode before changing it to something flashier? Question number 9. What 80s icon had the name of Lawrence Turode before changing it to something flashier? And question number 10. In 1988, President Reagan named what duo the Business Persons of the Year award? Question number 10. In 1988, President Reagan named what duo the Business Persons of the Year award? All right, those are your first 10 questions. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Enjoy this toy commercial from the 80s, and then we'll be right back with your answers to those first 10 questions.
Hey now kids, come gather round. See what just skipped into town. So skip it. Do run, do jump, do hop, hop. Skip it. Skipping and a screaming and a bop to bop. But the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball. So try to beat your very best score. See if you can jump a whole lot more. Skip it. Come on everybody, skip it. Roaring good fun from Tiger Toy.
Oh, the Skip It. Doesn't that make you want to go play with one right now? The Skip It? I never owned one, but all my neighbors were girls growing up, and they had a million Skip It's. So I was constantly stealing those and seeing if I could beat their counting score on the counter on the ball. They tell you that in the commercial. There's a counter on this ball. Here's question number 1, guys. Back to the Future. What year did it come out? This was a nice, easy question right off the bat. The year I was born, 1985. Back to the Future, 1985. Question number 2. What number network did April O'Neil work for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The answer was Channel 6. Channel 6. April O'Neil, Channel 6 News. Question number 3. What medical-sounding song came out from Bon Jovi in 1988? That was Bad Medicine. Your love is like bad medicine. Bad medicine, that's what I need. Ooh, 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 shake it up. Those are the lyrics that I remember. Number 4. In 1985, author Sarah McLachlan came out with a book called Sarah Plain and Tall. Sarah Plain and Tall. I never read that. But I imagine it's kind of like an Anne of Green Gables-y type book based on the cover. Who knows? Number 5, the major wreck of what sunken ship was found in 1985? The Titanic. That's like how the start of the movie is in 1997. I think that movie came out. They have Bill Paxton, I think, finding the ship, the wreckage of the Titanic. That was back in 1985. Originally, number 6, what country sold the first ever CD player in 1982? Japan. They're always kind of ahead of the game with technology. Japan selling the first CD player in 1982. Number 7, what was John Hughes' first theatrical directed movie in 1984? 16 Candles. 16 Candles. That and Pretty in Pink blend together, so I don't know what scenes happen in what movie. But I remember at the end, she has the little cake or cupcake, and they kiss over it. Number 8, what video game character was introduced in 1982 as the femme fatale of the game world? Miss Pac-Man. She'll kill you. That's what it sounds like. She is fatal, so she will end your life. Miss Pac-Man. Number 9, what 80s icon had the name of Lawrence Turode before changing it to something flashier? That was Mr. T. Mr. T's first name is Lawrence, last name Turode, Tureaud. And then he went by Mr. T because he liked the authority of people calling him Mr., I guess. Number 10, in 1988, President Reagan named what duo the Business Persons of the Year award? That would be Ben and Jerry from Ben and Jerry's Ice Cream. Ben and Jerry. So those were your answers to the first 10 questions. Let's see how you do on these next 10 questions. Here's 11 through 20, starting right about now. Here we go, 11 through 20 for the 1980s. Let's see how you do on these questions. Number 11, what movie did Tom Cruise star in for director Ridley Scott in 1985? Question number 11, what movie did Tom Cruise star in for director Ridley Scott in 1985? Question number 12, what repetitive song from Whitesnake came out in 1982? Question number 12, what repetitive song from Whitesnake came out in 1982? Question number 13, what 80s NFL star was known as the Comeback Kid? Question number 3, what 80s NFL star was known as the Comeback Kid? Question number 14, which of these celebrities was born in the 80s? Was it Chris Pine, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, or John Boyega? Only one of them was born in the 80s. Who was it? Question 14, which of these celebrities was born in the 80s? Chris Pine, Leo DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, or John Boyega? Question number 15, which soft drink used the slogan, "You can't beat the feeling," in the 80s? Question number 15, which soft drink used the slogan, "You can't beat the feeling," in the 80s? Question number 16, who wrote the 1982 book, The Color Purple? Question number 16, who wrote the 1982 book, The Color Purple? Question 17. Ricky Schroeder starred on Silver Spoons from 1982 to 1987. What was his character's first name on the show? Question number 17. Ricky Schroeder starred on Silver Spoons from 82 to 87. What was his character's first name on the show? Question number 18. Ted Turner established what news network on June 1st, 1980? Question number 18. Ted Turner established what news network on June 1st, 1980? Question 19. On September 14th, 1984, what song did Madonna perform at the MTV Video Music Awards? Question number 19. On September 14th, 1984, what song did Madonna perform at the MTV Video Music Awards? And question number 20. In 1987, the Eli Lilly Drug Company got final approval to sell what drug? Question number 20. In 1987, the Eli Lilly Drug Company got final approval to sell what drug? All right, those are your questions for 11 through 20 on this 50-question quiz episode. In the meantime, here's the trailer to a fantastic 80s movie introduced by a very special guest. This was a very weird audio file I found. Enjoy.
Hi, kids. It's me, Ronald McDonald, and I'm on the set of my very first motion picture ever. It's a movie called Mac and Me, and it stars my little friend from outer space here. His name is Mac, and I want to introduce you to him. Mac? Anybody seen Mac? Where'd he go?
Paging Ronald McDonald.
Well, listen, I've got to go now.
You're wanted in makeup.
Makeup? Me?
They were an average alien family living on their own planet. And we were an average family living on ours.
He took my Coke, Mom.
Come on, you guys.
I don't have it. I didn't take it.
I knew it!
Accidents happen, and like us, they found themselves in a strange new neighborhood.
I like it.
Me too.
Shh. Communing with the earth spirits.
Welcome to California, bud.
Alert, alert. We have a malfunction. We have a malfunction.
Their lives were in danger.
Back off, Larry. Get away from it.
We've got a problem here.
They had to escape. When the smoke cleared, their family was separated. Somehow, one of the aliens was hiding in our house. The government wanted to capture him.
It's here.
Everyone was after him. And my brother, Eric, wants to make friends.
We got him! Debbie,
Turn it off!
You sucked this living thing into a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, and then we blew him out again.
Now Eric is risking not only his life, but my life
Give me the gun. Step back!
to save them.
This is the police.
There he is!
I told you they don't understand.
It's about more than friendship. It's about adventure. Mac and Me.
Ronald McDonald introducing the trailer for Mac and Me. It doesn't get much more 80s than that. Two classic icons, Mac and Me and Ronald McDonald. Here's question number 11. We're going over the answers now for your next 10 questions. Here's number 11. What movie did Tom Cruise star in for director Ridley Scott in 1985? The answer was Legend. The movie Legend. I've never seen that. Tim Curry plays the devil in it, I think. I have to go back and watch that. Number 12, what repetitive song, repetitive was in quotes, from Whitesnake came out in 1982? Here I Go Again. Here I Go Again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. That was number 12. Number 13, what 80s NFL star was known as the comeback kid? Joe Montana. I don't know if he was ever like a kid. He always seemed like someone's dad to me, but I guess he was young at some point. The comeback kid, Joe Montana. Number 14, which of these celebrities was born in the 80s? Chris Pine, Leo DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper, or John Boyega? The answer was Chris Pine from Star Trek, and a very bad romantic comedy where he's blind. Look that up. I don't know the name of it, but it's probably like Seeing Pretty or something. I don't know. Number 15, which soft drink used the slogan, "You can't beat the feeling"? In the 80s, that was Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, people drinking that like crazy in the 80s. They had New Coke and all kinds of stuff. Number 16, who wrote the 1982 book The Color Purple? Alice Walker. Alice Walker wrote The Color Purple. Number 17, Ricky Schroeder starred on Silver Spoons from 82 to 87. What was the character's first name on the show? It was Ricky. That was good, Ricky. And then Alfonso Ribeiro played his friend, who was named Alfonso. They made it easy on those kids. They didn't have to use stage names or character names. That show, I always remember him riding a train around the house, and then there was a phone in his dad's office that was a duck that I thought was interesting. Number 18, Ted Turner established what news network on June 1st, 1980? CNN. This is CNN, recorded by James Earl Jones, I think. This is CNN. Number 19, on September 14th, 1984, what song did Madonna perform at the MTV Video Music Awards? It would be that big one of 84, Like a Virgin. Like a Virgin. Likely story, Madonna. Number 20, in 1987, the Eli Lilly Drug Company got final approval to sell what drug? Prozac was the answer. Prozac. Those are your questions and answers for the next 10 questions, and we are going to dive into the next 10 in just a second here, 21 through 30. Enjoy this sound effect. All right, here we go with the next 10 questions, 21 through 30. How you doing so far? Did you get a lot of those first 20? We're jumping into 21 through 30. Here we go. Question number 21. What desert-named icon was created by a... What dessert-named icon was created by a greeting card company in the 80s? Question number 21. What dessert-named icon was created by a greeting card company in the 80s? Question number 22. What hit sitcom premiered in 1982 and lasted 11 full seasons? Question number 22. What hit sitcom premiered in 1982 and lasted 11 full seasons? Question number 23, how do you spell the name Bright and the character name Rainbow Bright? Question 23, how do you spell the name Bright and the character name Rainbow Bright? Question number 24, who is the lead actress in the movie Flashdance? Question 24, who is the lead actress in the movie Flashdance? Question number 25. What color M&M did the band Van Halen supposedly want removed from candy bowls in their green rooms in the 80s? Question number 25. What color M&M did the band Van Halen supposedly want removed from candy bowls in their green rooms? Question number 26. What trio was the opening act for Madonna's first tour? Question 26. What trio was the opening act for Madonna's first tour? Question number 27. Chicken McNuggets came out in the 80s and come in 4 known shapes: the boot, the ball, the bell, and the what? Question 27. Chicken McNuggets came out in the 80s and come in 4 known shapes: the boot, the ball, the bell, and the what? Question 28. What 80s pop star was the singer for the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song? Question number 28. What 80s pop star was the singer for the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song? Question number 29. What soda used the slogan, all the sugar, twice the caffeine? Question 29. What soda used the slogan, all the sugar, twice the caffeine? And question 30. Ann M. Martin wrote what popular series about a club in the 80s? Question 30. Ann M. Martin wrote what popular series about a club in the 80s? Those are your third set of questions, 21 through 30. Hope you did well on those. We're going to go over the answers in just a second, but before that, here's a classic interview with Rick James on cocaine from 1988.
It resulted, as a matter of fact, in Brown assaulting his wife with a lead pipe and firing a gun at a car that she was in. These are charges that Brown denies. He was released yesterday on $15,000 bond. He joins us from Atlanta to discuss the charges, and we welcome you, James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all? You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
Well, are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened?
No, it's all over.
Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
And where are you going?
Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say, I feel good. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a man's world.
Well, that's the second time we've heard that in 2 days. That's very interesting. Now, don't leave us, James. You stay right there.
I'm not going to leave out
we have to talk about. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing on this tour.
What'd you say?
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be doing Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Living in America, Sex Machine, Get Up Off of That Thing, I Feel Good, Jam.
Now, I understand that you have already... James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
No, yes, I'm eligible. I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look good.
Why do you think that is? You look good.
I smell good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are. Now, you're involved in publishing a gospel magazine. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Second Coming. It's out of Augusta, Georgia. It's Anchor. Joseph P. Young is the editor, and James Brown is one of the advisors. And we're doing a fantastic job. The Second Coming. It features, on this week, I think we have the Pope and I believe the Williams brothers. Mm-hmm. And next week we're going to have Reverend Al Sharpton, I think, on the cover. Mm-hmm. And we'll be doing a lot of good things, and hopefully we'll get Brother Ted Turner on the cover. Ted, where you at?
James, we want to thank you for being with us today and giving us an opportunity. Here. Oh, is there something more you want to say that we haven't covered?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of things.
Okay, go ahead.
I love America. I love everybody. Well, I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Thanks for reminding us of that. Every once in a while, we forget.
Get up off of that.
We've remembered again. James, good luck on your tour. Thanks for being with us. I guess we're going to hear lots more.
Hasta luego.
Oh, Rick James. That was fun live interview news action with legendary Rick James. I've seen that clip a few times. Come in my inbox. Someone's like, have you ever seen this? I said, yes, I have, and I still watch it again. Here are the answers, 21 through 30. What dessert named icon was created by a greeting card company in the 80s? Strawberry shortcake made by American Greetings. They also created the Care Bears, which is crazy that a greeting card company made such iconic characters. Dessert named icon Strawberry Shortcake. Number 22, what hit sitcom premiered in 1982 and lasted 11 full full seasons? Cheers was the answer. Cheers. It was last in ratings when it first came out, and then 80 million people watched the finale. Number 23, how do you spell the name Bright in the character name Rainbow Bright? It's B-R-I-T-E, so not the traditional spelling, B-R-I-T-E. Number 24, who is the lead actress in the movie Flashdance? Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals, which was parodied in the new Deadpool 2 posters. Instead of water pouring on Deadpool, it's a bunch of bullet casings. That's kind of fun. Question number 25, what color M&M did the band Van Halen supposedly want removed from candy bowls in their green rooms? Brown. They wanted the brown M&Ms out, and they didn't really care about M&Ms, I guess. They just wanted people to follow instructions, which, I don't know. I bet the band Van Halen did not come up with that. I bet their manager or somebody was like, yeah, you should do this, and then they got famous for it. Number 26, what trio was the opening act for Madonna's first tour? The Beastie Boys. They got booed because they swore a lot, I guess. Beastie Boys, Madonna's first tour. 27, chicken nuggets came out in the 80s. They come in the 4 shapes: boot, ball, bell, and bow tie. Bow tie. Bow tie. Question number 28. What 80s pop star was the singer for Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song? Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper. Question number 29. What soda used the slogan, all the sugar, twice the caffeine? That was Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola. Question number 30. Ann M. Martin wrote what popular series about a club? The Babysitters Club. We're going to jump into the next questions here. We have 31 through 40, and then we have 41 through 50 to call it a day. Here's a sound effect, and then here we go. Here we go with questions 31 through 40. Let's dive in right now. 31, what comedian set themselves on fire freebasing cocaine in 1980? Question number 31, what comedian set themselves on fire freebasing cocaine in 1980? Question number 32, in what month did the Berlin Wall fall? Question 32, in what month did the Berlin Wall fall? Question number 33, what motivational speaker published his first book, Unlimited Power, in 1987? Question 33, what motivational speaker published his first book, Unlimited Power, in 1987? Question number 34, what TV show featured the shooting of a character named J.R.? Question 34, what TV show featured the shooting of a character named J.R.? Question number 35, on November 2nd of 1983, President Reagan signed legislation making what name-based holiday? Question 35, on November 2nd of 1983, President Reagan signed legislation making what name-based holiday? Question number 36, in 1986, what passed overhead for the first time since 1910? Number 36, in 1986, what passed overhead for the first time since 1910? Question number 37, what U2 album came out March 9th, 1987? Question 37, what U2 album came out March 9th, 1987? Question number 38, what one-word movie won Best Picture at the 1984 Academy Awards? Question 38, what one-word movie won Best Picture at the 1984 Academy Awards? Question 39, in 1987, Chrysler purchased what 3-letter auto manufacturer for $1 billion? Question 39, in 1987, Chrysler purchased what 3-letter auto manufacturer for $1 billion? And question number 40, what bouncy toy said to jump out of the 50s and into the 80s in ads? Question 40, what bouncy toy said to jump out of the 50s and into the 80s in ads? All right, those were your questions, 31 through 40. Here's a very, very quick, I think it's 15 seconds. It's a 80s Chicagoland commercial starring a famous actor nowadays before he was famous. Let's see if you can guess who it is. I'll tell you in just a second.
I found just the job I was looking for in the Chicagoland Job Mart. There's a job looking for you, too, in the Chicagoland Job Mart, in the Friday Daily News and the Sunday Sun-Times. It works.
William H. Macy, telling you to apply to get different types of jobs. William H. Macy, way back when. He was probably 20, 3 in this ad, it looks like. He's very, very young. And then little did he know he'd grow up to be the dad in Shameless, which takes place in Chicago. Maybe he's from Chicago. I should probably look that up. Here are the answers to 31 through 40. Question 31, what comedian set themselves on fire freebasing cocaine in 1980? The answer was Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Question number 32, in what month did the Berlin Wall fall? That was November. November was when that wall came down. Question 33, what motivational speaker published his first book, Unlimited Power, in 1987? Tony Robbins. He made people walk on fire. He's still doing that today. Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power, 1987. Question number 34, what TV show featured the shooting of a character named JR? I remember my parents talking about this for years after it was on. Dallas, the show Dallas. And I grew up watching a show for a little bit called Knots Landing, which is a spinoff of Dallas, I think. Question number 35. On November 2nd, 1983, President Reagan signed legislation making what name-based holiday? That would be Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Day, 1983, President Reagan. Question 36. In 1986, what passed overhead for the first time since 1910? Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet. Question number 37, what U2 album came out March 9th, 1987? The Joshua Tree. The answer was The Joshua Tree. Question number 38, what one-word movie won Best Picture at the 1984 Academy Awards? Amadeus. I've never seen that movie. I should probably watch it. Amadeus. Question number 39, in 1987, Chrysler purchased what three-letter auto manufacturer for $1 billion? It's also a movie chain, AMC. AMC was who they purchased. Question number 40, what bouncy toy said to jump out of the 50s and into the 80s in ads? That was called the Pogo Ball. It was the ball with the disc on it, and you could put your feet and grip it and bounce up and down. The Pogo Ball. Those are your answers to those questions, 31 through 40. We have just 10 questions left. Let's see how it all goes down. Here we go. Questions 41 through 50. These are the last questions of this episode. Hopefully you're doing well. 40 questions down, 10 more to go. Here's 41. What rookie replaced Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6 of the NBA Finals due to a sprained ankle in 1980? Question 41. What rookie replaced Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6 of the NBA Finals due to a sprained ankle in 1980? Question number 42, Michelle Pfeiffer and what actor starred in an after-school special called One Too Many? Question 42, Michelle Pfeiffer and what actor starred in an after-school special called One Too Many? Question 43, what PBS show started with the line Butterfly in the Sky? What PBS show started with the line Butterfly in the Sky? Annabelle likes that one. She's sitting next to me. Butterfly in the Sky. That's right. Does that sound like a good show? I think so too. Question number 44. What company made the original Walkman? Question 44. What company made the original Walkman? Question number 45. What popular flavor of Doritos came out in 1986? Question 45. What popular flavor of Doritos came out in 1986? Question number 46. Before chat rooms, what was the name of the service where teens could call and meet strangers over the phone? This sounds creepy. Question 46. Before chat rooms, what was the name of the service where teens could call and meet strangers over the phone? Question number 47. What device was named the 1982 Time Magazine Man of the Year? Question 47. What device was named the 1982 Time Magazine Man of the Year? Question number 48. In 1986, mad cow disease was identified for the first time in what country? Question 48. In 1986, mad cow disease was identified for the first time in what country? Question number 49. What year did the original Legend of Zelda come out? Question 49. What year did the original Legend of Zelda come out? And question 50, the last question of this 1980s challenge on today's podcast. What 24-hour-a-day Atlanta-based TV station debuted in 1982? Question 50, what 24-hour-a-day Atlanta-based TV station debuted in 1982? All right, here's a quick break in the action so you can enjoy some more 80s audio. This is a very popular dance and song that you've heard a lot of. We won't play the whole thing. We'll just play a snippet, and then we'll jump into the answers for the last 10 questions.
They call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more mans. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl shot.
This is Speedy Willis, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl shuffle will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle. We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
The Super Bowl Shuffle. I'm not even a sports fan, and I even know that dance and song and music video that they play all the time when anybody's in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl Shuffle with the 1985 Chicago Bears. My hometown. How'd you do on those last questions? Let's find out right now. In the last 10 questions of the 1980s, 41. What rookie replaced Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6 of the NBA Finals due to a sprained ankle in 1980? That was rookie Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson. Question 42, Michelle Pfeiffer and what actor starred in an after-school special called One Too Many? Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer. I didn't watch a lot of after-school specials. I think they were already done by the time I was coming home after school, but I definitely would have if I was 10 years younger, because, or if I was born 10 years earlier, because I love the campiness of a Lifetime movie, which is probably very similar. Number 43, what PBS show started with the line, "Butterfly in the sky"? Annabelle helping you out. Reading Rainbow, which they brought back. Reading Rainbow just a couple years ago. Big Kickstarter or something like that. And they raised, I think, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, something like that. It was crazy. Reading Rainbow. Number 44, what company made the original Walkman? That was Sony. Like the PlayStation, Sony made the Walkman. Number 45, what popular flavor of Doritos came out in 1986? Cool Ranch. Now we have Cooler Ranch. I don't know the difference between those two. Probably more blue dots on the chips. Cool Ranch. Number 46, before chat rooms, what was the name of the service where teens could call and meet strangers over the phone? It was called Party Lines. You can call and it would just be like different people on the lines, I guess. I didn't research it too much, but it sounds very 80s. Number 47, what device was named the 1982 Time Magazine Man of the Year? That was just the computer in general. Time Magazine wanted to have sex with a computer, it sounds like. Number 48, in 1986, mad cow disease was identified for the first time in what country? That would be the UK or Britain or England. I don't really know the difference between all those things. Number 49, what year did the original Legend of Zelda come out? 1987. 1987. Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda after that game. And number 50, what 24-hour-a-day Atlanta-based TV station debuted in 1982? That would be the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel. Those were your 50 questions, everybody. How'd you do? How many did you get out of 50? Let me know in a tweet. at ryanbudds on everything. You can send me an email. Tell me what you liked about this episode, ryanbudds@gmail.com. If you want more episodes like this, let me know. Listeners like Carrie Moore on Patreon said she likes the type of longer question-filled episodes so she can battle with friends and family. Speaking of Patreon, head over on there and hear my story about someone tipping me a $100 bill. A huge celebrity. It's a very cool story. I'll tell it on the podcast at some point, but if you want to hear it right now, go to patreon.com/trivia with Buds. Rate, review, and subscribe to the show. If you dig trivia, if you dig pop culture, tell a friend. If you want to be on the show in any way, I'm looking for listeners to pick a topic and write 5 questions and send them to me to answer for future episodes. I want to try and answer questions you guys come up with. Again, you can send those to ryanbudds@gmail.com. You can send me an audio of you asking the questions. You can send me just the written thing, and I'll read them on the show, whatever's easier for you. And last, if you like this show, check out these 3 shows right now. These are other podcasts that are made by friends of mine, and I think if you like this show, you'll like these shows quite a bit. Check out Breaker and Bane's Power Hour. That comes out every Sunday. Breaker and Bane have been a guest on the show doing some really fun trivia, and they're 2 great guys. One is a rapper, one is a professional wrestler, and a very unique show. Check that out, Breaker and Bane's Power Hour. Also, if you like wrestling, check out the Fully Posable Wrestling Action Figure Podcast. My good friends Scott and Jeff Toon, the Toon Brothers, put out a great show also every Sunday. And check out Wreck My Podcast by my friend Jordan Zeilinger. I've been on that once, and I'll probably be on again. They take different parts of childhood, and they decide if it holds up as good as you remember, or if it's their version of wrecking your childhood, wrecking different things that you used to love. Check out Wreck My Podcast wherever podcasts are found. Thank you guys so much for listening to this show. We got 2 more episodes left. 1 more episode, then the big number 100. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. We'll see you next time on more Trivia with Buds. Annabelle, say bye-bye. Say bye. I'll give you a treat.
Bye.
I gotta go find a treat.